tree, right? They call it.
Wait, what did I call it?
Chitin something. He's
Come
recording.
on. You're nervous now. You're on TV. The whole world's watching.
Okay.
All of my 50 viewers.
Sure, 50?
That, my friends, is the biggest, baddest Brachychiton Acerifolius I've ever seen in the Bay Area. Why do they call it Acerifolius?
Because of the acer and the folia, the leaf.
Right. It's like an acer. So you asked me, is it related to a maple? What did I say?
No, it's not related because of the shape of the leaves.
Yeah. It's just the shape of the leaf that makes it look like it's related to a maple. So you had a really good eye.
Tree. That's it.
The client calls it the elephant tree.
The elephant tree.
Yeah.
All right, well, they're going to watch this video. They'll know what to call it now. All right. I am going to get close and personal with your tree now.
Okay.
Now that I'm done talking about your palm trees. This is a fun little, these are brothers. This is the older brother, Adon.
Yeah,
Abraham. And Adon did admit that he used to beat up Abraham, but that's what made Abraham so tough for life, right? They had 8 brothers. And
Two sisters.
And the older one always beat up, who beat up the oldest brother? The dad?
Dad.
Yeah,
God,
okay, somebody's got to beat him up.
Now the youngest sisters beat him up now.
Now we're getting even.
Hopefully he doesn't watch this video. All right, let's talk about this tree. You guys can watch me make a video.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to go where you're not supposed to go. Break all the rules of the job site. And I was over here. I have to trim these trees up a little bit. I have to relocate that tree and that tree to the back pool area, which I'll do later. But then I saw this thing and I'm like, no way. It was hidden back here. And I wanted to go see I'm like, I bet it's got a big trunk. This is a big one. So this here, friends, colleagues, and fellow plant geeks, is the Brachychiton Acerifolius from Australia. I got in big trouble calling this the Kurrajong tree. People from Australia freaked out, or it's listed like that in a lot of books. So who am I to argue? But look at this thing. It would be bigger. Look at this. It would be even bigger than it is now had they not height controlled it. Look at, they cut it off there, the whole thing. This thing would be probably 30% larger if they hadn't done that. Now, I am looking at a trunk that's got to be at least 6, if not 7 feet across from this angle. And from this angle, it's more like about 5. Okay. I've never seen a Brachychiton Acerifolius this big before in person. I have one at my place in San Diego. It's probably 25 years old, 30 years old, and it's got to be maybe 1/4 this size. This tree has got to be really old. They're going to grow a lot slower in Northern California. I'm in Marin County. I'm in San Rafael. They got to grow a lot slower here than they would in Southern California. And like I said, I haven't seen one this big in Southern California. This thing's got to be, I don't know who planted this thing. But you can see it has this beautiful evergreen foliage. It's the middle of winter right now. Sometimes the foliage will drop right when they bloom, and they'll bloom beautiful red flowers. And you can see this one did bloom at one point because it has lots of seed pods on it right now. It's an extremely drought tolerant tree. It's from the rainforests of the Illawarra, I believe. Maybe I'll stand corrected, but I think I'm right. At least I sold it to you well. And that's in northeast Australia, where it's a little more tropical. And there's a bunch of other related trees that are bottle trees in the Brachychiton family. Let me see if I can name them. Brachychiton populanus, and they call it populanus because it looks like a poplar. The leaves look like a poplar. This one is Brachychiton acerifolius because the leaves look like an acer, which is a maple. Then you have Brachychiton rupestris, which I really love. Has little tiny needle-like foliage, and that one's super drought tolerant, and it gets a huge fat trunk. I think that one gets the fattest trunk of all, but I am just astounded here with this tree. Imagine if they put like lights in it and that kind of thing. What else can I say? It gets red flowers. It's evergreen. This is the more tropical version of this tree. There's also Brachychiton discolor. That's a 4th species. There's probably more, truthfully. But look at the lateral branches just coming out. The one I have, my lateral branches are not anything like that. They don't go so They don't leave the main trunk so horizontally. But what's also cool about this tree, and I will step up on some semi-hazardous stuff. Just don't tell OSHA I did this. See how high I can get. I've been pretty high before. Yeah. Oh, feeling good. High again. Look at the beautiful moss growing on the trunk. Super gorgeous. Let's take a look at what this moss looks like with gorgeous blue sky with a few clouds floating by right behind it. What a beautiful line. It's an interesting curvature it has going up. These trunks will come out more or less horizontally, then they'll just bend with this beautiful bend going up to more vertical. And you see this one's doing the same thing. So is that. And of course this one too. So they almost look like leaning coconut trees when they're coming out of the main trunk. Yeah, when you see a big boy tree like this, you just got to pull over and give it some reverence. And that's what I'm doing. Here's some beautiful shot of some beautiful lichen. Look at that. You've got the white lichen, I guess where the sun hits it more, and then the green moss on the backside where it's shaded a bit more. And you can see how beautiful this foliage is when the light shines through it. Super gorgeous. So the people that lived here had no idea what this tree is. They're gonna know now. They called it the elephant tree apparently. Here are the seed pods right there hanging down. And I don't know, kind of want to talk more, but I don't know what else to say. You get these really interesting sort of distortions on the trunk. Look at that. That looks a little bit like having a plumber fix your sink a little bit, but it's still beautiful. And look at that. Just have a little silence of reverence here for a minute. Here's some construction noises. Look at that. Look at that tapestry. And that's what the evergreen forests of the Illawarra must look like a little bit. Maybe someday I'll see them in person.